Before you watch another self-improvement video, read another book, or buy another journal, there is something critical you need to understand first. You have been lied to, not by accident, by design. You've watched hundreds of videos, read dozens of books. You've highlighted pages, taken notes, maybe even built a whole morning routine around this stuff. And somehow, you are still in the exact same place financially, mentally, emotionally as you were 12 months ago. That is not a coincidence. That is a pattern. And patterns have causes. The self-improvement industry is worth over $13 billion annually. Ask yourself, who profits when you keep consuming but never actually change? Because here is the truth nobody in this space wants to say out loud. Most self-improvement content is specifically engineered to make you feel productive without ever making you powerful. Stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you will never look at a motivational video the same way again. Let me paint you a picture. It is 2019. James, 27 years old, working a dead-end job in Columbus, Ohio, discovers self-improvement content on YouTube. He goes all in. Atomic Habits, Think and Grow Rich. 47 different productivity videos in a single month. He fills 3 notebooks. He watches Tony Robbins. He downloads Notion. He builds the perfect system. 5 years later, James still has the same bank account, different notebooks, same life. That story is not rare. That story is the default outcome for people who consume self-improvement content the way it is designed to be consumed. And the reason it keeps happening is not a lack of motivation. It is not laziness. It is not that you are broken. The stakes here are real. Every year you spend consuming without changing is a year of income, confidence, and freedom permanently lost. Time does not refund. This is not about feeling better about your life. This is about actually building one. So let's talk about exactly what is going wrong. Point 1. Passive consumption tricks your brain into thinking you are growing when you are just sitting still. Here is the neuroscience nobody talks about. When you watch a video about discipline, your brain releases a small hit of dopamine. Not because you became more disciplined, because you thought about being disciplined. Your brain cannot fully distinguish between visualizing an action and doing it. That dopamine hit feels identical to the reward you would get from actually executing. Researchers at the University of Toronto published a study in 2021 showing that people who consumed motivational content regularly reported feeling more capable, but performed measurably worse on follow-through tasks than people who consumed no motivational content at all. Read that again. More content, less action. Your brain gets the reward before you earn it. And once it gets the reward, the urgency to actually move disappears. You feel rich from watching videos about money. You feel disciplined from watching videos about habits. You feel confident from watching videos about confidence. And you stay broke, undisciplined, and insecure in real life. That is point 1. Point 2. The algorithm is not built to change your life. It is built to keep your eyes on the screen. Think about how YouTube works. The more time you spend watching, the more ad revenue gets generated. If you watch a video today, change your life this week, and never need another video again. That is catastrophic for the platform's business model. So, what gets recommended? More videos, more content, longer watch sessions. The algorithm is optimized for retention, not transformation. A video that gives you a 10-step framework you could execute in one afternoon gets fewer recommendations than a video that leaves you with vague inspiration and a list of 3 more videos to watch. Here is the brutal proof. The most watched self-improvement channels on YouTube have audiences that have been watching for 3, 4, 5 years. Same people, same problems. If the content worked, they would have graduated by now. You are not a student in this system. You are a subscriber. And subscribers pay with attention, not tuition. That distinction will cost you everything if you do not see it. Point 3. Motivation expires, and the industry is counting on that. Here is something any behavioral psychologist will tell you. Inspirational arousal, that fired-up feeling you get after a great video, has a biological half-life of roughly 48 to 72 hours. After that, without a structured behavior change, you return to baseline every single time. This is why the Monday morning reset is a cultural joke. You watch something powerful on Sunday night, you feel unstoppable. You set 11 goals, you write in the journal, and by Wednesday, you have not opened the journal once. The motivation machine knows this. They release content on Sunday, and Thursday, and Monday, because they need to keep re-triggering you, because without the next hit, you stop watching. This is not called self-improvement. This is called maintenance. You are not building a better version of yourself. You are managing the emotional withdrawal between uploads. Real change does not come from being re-inspired every 3 days. It comes from structured, repetitive, accountable execution. The kind of thing you cannot get from a passive video alone. Point 4. You do not have a knowledge problem. You have a specificity problem. Ask yourself honestly, do you know what you should be doing to earn more money? To get in shape? To build better habits? You probably already know 80% of what you need to know. You do not need another video explaining that compound interest matters or that sleep is important. You need a specific plan built around your specific income, your specific schedule, your specific psychological wiring. Generic content cannot do that. A video titled How to Build Wealth watched by 2 million people cannot know that you have $1,400 in savings. You work a 9-to-5 with a 90-minute commute, and you have an anxiety response around financial decisions rooted in watching your parents fight about money when you were 9. It cannot know that. So it speaks to everyone, which means it speaks to no one. And you walk away knowing more general facts while remaining stuck in your very specific life. The gap between knowing and doing is not closed by more knowing. It is closed by structured, personalized execution. Point 5. Without accountability, information is just entertainment. A study published in the American Society of Training and Development found that people who set a goal have a 25% chance of achieving it. People who commit that goal to another person jump to 65%. People who build in specific accountability check-ins hit 95%. 95% versus 25%. That is not a small difference. That is the entire game. YouTube cannot hold you accountable. A podcast cannot follow up with you on Friday. A book cannot ask you why you skipped the thing you said you would do. Accountability requires a system. It requires consequence. It requires someone or something that notices when you do not show up. That is the missing variable in virtually every self-improvement content strategy. You are consuming information in a vacuum with zero structural accountability, and then wondering why nothing changes. This is not a motivation problem. This is an architecture problem. And until you change the architecture, you will keep getting the same result. Motivation gets you started. Accountability keeps you moving. So here is the thread that connects everything you just heard. Your brain rewards you for consuming. The algorithm rewards you for staying. Motivation expires in 72 hours. Generic content cannot solve specific problems, and without accountability, nothing sticks. This is not 5 separate problems. This is one system. A system designed, whether intentionally or not, to keep you in a loop of consuming without transforming. And if you have been in that loop for months or years, the cost is not just time. It is the version of yourself you were supposed to become by now, the financial position you were supposed to be in, the respect you were supposed to have earned, the life that keeps existing only in the notebooks you fill on Sunday nights. Here is what actually works. Structured learning with built-in execution steps, a clear curriculum instead of an endless feed, and accountability mechanisms that do not let you quietly disappear. That is the antidote. And if you are ready to stop absorbing and start doing, I want to tell you about something I genuinely believe in. There is a course called, and I only recommend things I have personally evaluated, affiliate course name. Unlike passive content, here is the one thing I want you to do right now, not tomorrow, not after this video ends and you watch 3 more, right now. Open your Notes app, Write down the single most important area of your life you have been trying to improve for over 6 months. Be specific, not get better with money. Write down, I want to earn an extra $800 per month by March. Not get in shape. Write, I want to lose 18 pounds by June 15th. Specificity is where transformation begins. Generic goals produce generic effort. Then ask yourself this one honest question. What is the one structural change, not the next video, not the next book, the one real-world action that would move that needle this week? Write it down. Commit to it out loud. Tell someone. Because you now know that accountability is worth 70 percentage points of X. If this video hit differently than most self-improvement content you have watched, that is the point. Share it with someone who has been stuck in the same loop. It might be the most useful thing you do for them today. Subscribe to Level Up Daily if you want content that is built to move you forward, not just keep you watching. And drop a comment below telling me, how long have you been consuming self-improvement content, and what is the one thing you are committing to doing differently this week? I read every single comment in the first 24 hours. Let's hold each other accountable right here. The course link is in the description if you are ready to go beyond videos entirely. And now, go do something. Disclaimer. This video is for educational and motivational purposes only. Results vary. Nothing constitutes professional psychological advice.